Hello my friends, it's Ebird Online and I'm here with another review from 90 Day Fiance, and this again is from the tell-all, and we're going to be talking today about Lisa and Usman. So quite a lot's been happening with Lisa and Usman, and I've just found out that Lisa has been fired. Yay! So she was supposed to be taking part in a new series of 90 Day Strikes Back, but she's now been let go by TLC. So we're going to be discussing this a little bit later in the review. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the bell notification. I do have a couple more reviews to do on this tell-all, and you know what? I think I'm going to go in one more time on Big Ed. Also, please don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Ebird99. So I've had to delay bringing this video to you because I had to let my rage subside. And it's not just me. Wherever she goes, Lisa divides opinion. There are those who despise every single bone in her body, and those who hate every single fibre of her being. But the Ebird's as greedy as ever. I fall into both camps. So we start out and Sean says, "Congratulations on your wedding." Lisa, was your wedding everything you wanted it to be?
I married my best friend. He created a fairy tale wedding.
Yes, I suppose you're right, Lisa, it was a fairy tale wedding. Some might say an outright fantasy. A fraud, if you will. But how can you say it's everything you wanted it to be? You didn't even marry Usman. You married Soulja Boy. Lisa, Soulja Boy doesn't exist. And then Soulja Boy says, it was a fairy tale wedding for Lisa. Usman, what about you? Well, it's been a bloody nightmare. And I guess for Usman, it was nice speaking to Sean, because it's the first time he's been called by his actual name from an American woman. And Usman says it was difficult for us to get married, but we managed it in the end, although we did have a lot of drama, and Lisa leapt in and said,
"That's because you're bullheaded."
And you can see she's going to spend this whole segment being super aggressive. And I'm looking at Lisa, and what is it that Lisa's wearing? Yet again, it seems she's without a bra. And every time I see Lisa's body, I'm actually as shocked as the first time I ever saw it. It just doesn't get any better. And then Sean said, "Are you still together? Are you married? You seem to have broken up a few times." And Lisa said, "No, we didn't break up. We just blocked each other on social media." And Sean said, "Well, that's quite a problem when you guys are married." And Usman said, "I'll tell you what the problems are. Don't worry, Usman. God gave me the gift of sight. And with that gift, I looked at Lisa. I know what the problems are. God also gave me the gift of hearing. We all know what the problems are." But then Usman started a little mini manipulation with the girls and the rest of the panel. He said, "When we argue, Lisa will just say anything at all. She can be awful. Are all American women like this?" And you can tell he only wanted one answer from this. He knows good and well that all people aren't like Lisa. And all Usman wanted was for everyone to dive in and say, "Lisa's terrible." I see you, Usman, I see you. But Lisa is such a disrespectful little dog. She won't even let him complete his sentence or get any answers before she starts shouting him down. She's shouting and swearing, and she says, "I can see I'm going to have to disconnect."
No, shut up, be quiet. Usman, be quiet. Usman, don't you dare.
And Usman's still trying to say, "Well, how do American women treat their men?" Usman, let me tell you something. You get on your platform and you speak with all these women, and I see all the shit that comes out of their mouths. If you want to know how American women are, you can say on your platform, they're vile. And Sean says, "But why have you blocked each other?" And Lisa said, "Because Usman has the biggest attitude in all of Nigeria. He's very stubborn." And Usman explains to us that he didn't even know how to block people on social media until he met Lisa. And he said, "Well, considering Lisa always does it to me, I decided to do it back." And guys, you can just tell Usman's trying to drop the bomb. He's just dying to say the N-word. No, not necrophilia. Not necrophilia. There are some names which Lisa calls me which I wouldn't call my worst enemy. I can't even say these names. I can't even say these words. And then Lisa threatens Usman, "Don't you dare, because you're about to open a whole can of worms. Don't you dare." Lisa, the can of worms has already been opened and you've been fired. But we'll get to that later. And so here's Lisa's little pet name for Usman. Nice, isn't it? I always thought Lisa was absolute trash, but it's nice to have it confirmed. And the whole time that this big argument was going on, Sean was acting as if Lisa was in the studio. She was on the back foot. She daren't say anything. Why are you so mute, Sean? Avery jumped in and said, "No, all American women aren't like Lisa." And Lisa shot back, "That's why Ash dumped you, Avery." Lisa, Ash didn't dump Avery. Avery dumped Ash. If Avery snapped her fingers tomorrow, Ash would come running back. And then Big Ed piped up. He said, "Usman, I don't know how you've managed it. You're so quiet and so respectful. I just don't know how you do it. Run, Usman, run!" And then Lisa tells of a time when Usman was talking to a fan, and the fan was trying to hook up with him. And Lisa thinks the whole thing is super shady. So I think this is the same argument that they had when they were at the restaurant in Nigeria. She's still going on about that. And Usman points out that he's from Kaduna and the lady's also from Kaduna. So if he really wanted to, he could be dating this woman and Lisa would never ever know. And guys, between you and me, I think low-key, Usman is probably dating all sorts of people. And then Usman says Lisa has strippers on her Facebook. And Lisa says Usman speaks to a porn star on his site. He's friends with her. And Usman said, "Yeah, I'm friends with her because she's got 2.3 million followers. I don't care what she does. If she's got that many followers, it's part of my business." And then Sean piped up, "Since polygamy is allowed in your culture, do you see yourself taking more wives, Usman?" And at this point I did have to laugh because Usman very loudly and boldly stated, "It's 100% allowed." And he continued, "If Lisa can't have kids, I will definitely have to marry somebody else. In other words, I will be marrying someone else because I tell you one thing, Usman, Lisa cannot have kids. She says she's 52, I say, and the rest. But it's highly unlikely that she's going to get pregnant. Oh wait, I've got an idea. Maybe when Angela does her IVF, she can have 2, and then she can give Lisa to 1. Problem solved." And Usman says there's no 2 ways about it. If Lisa can't have a kid, I will take another wife. And Tom seems to want a bit of clarity on the matter, and he asked the following: if you were going to take a second wife, would it be okay, for instance, if you were to marry the porn star? Oh, Tom. Now this really is Tom at his deflective best. He's just been made to look terrible, so he's just trying to absolutely dig Lisa out. Tom knows good and well no woman would want their husband to take a second wife, but if they did, it would never ever be a porn star. Tom knows this, and everybody knows this, but of course Lisa bites. "No, that would not be acceptable." And Usman said, "The girl must be from my home state. So no, it can't be the porn star." And Lisa tells everybody, well, the second wife won't be a real wife anyway. It's not legal in the USA. And Usman said, "What are you talking about? If I marry somebody else, that will be my wife, Lisa. I'm not in the USA, I'm in Nigeria, and in Nigeria it's legal." And Usman tells us he's got no plans to come to the United States, and it's just as well, because Donald Trump has no plans for you to come to the United States either. And at this point I think to myself, so do we think Usman never ever wanted to come to the US, contrary to what he said for the whole season, and he just wanted publicity? Or do you think he's realised that or do you think he's just finally realised there's no way of him getting in? And Sean asked Lisa if she's planning to go and live in Nigeria, and Lisa said, "That's between me and Usman. Lisa, you've signed a contract with TLC for them to know all about your relationship. I think you'll find it's between you, Usman, and all of the 90 Day Fiance followers." But I take that to mean, no, she's not going to live in Nigeria. Neither one of them is in love, otherwise they'd want to be together. They would be making plans, concrete plans, to live together. And so that's pretty much the end of this segment. And then Gay for Pay Stephanie says she really likes Lisa. That's put the final nail in the coffin, if I needed it. And so before we look at what all of this means, I'm going to go over what's happened with Lisa just recently. So in the last couple of days, she's been thrown off the 90 Day Fiancé franchise altogether. So she was going to be taking part in a show called 90 Day Fiancé Strikes Back, and it was going to be some sort of show where the so-called stars of the show could hit back at fans and answer all of those people that have been doubting them or making statements and comments about them. And so they've already done all of their filming, but Sharp Entertainment emailed Lisa just a couple of days ago and they said, "We no longer require your services for the programme B90 Strikes Back," which I'm guessing is the working title for the show. Lisa was told that her services are still retained by Sharp Entertainment, and I think what this means is she can't go and film with anybody else, so she can't get on another reality show or take up anyone else's offers. Payment for 90 Day Fiancé Strikes Back has yet to be determined. I think you'll find, Lisa, you'll be on about $10 an hour, if that. And so there's still a bit of confusion as to why she's been thrown off the show. Some people are saying it's because of the use of the N-word, and obviously you guys know that I posted earlier what she'd actually said to Usman in the tell-all, which, as we know, was leaked, so everybody saw the whole 10 hours. But TLC quite helpfully for Lisa cut that bit out. And Ebird quite helpfully has cut it back in again. And the other reason that's being mooted around as to why she's been thrown off is that both her and Usman have broken the terms of their NDA, which says that you can't say if you're together or apart until the series has been aired. But as we know, throughout the whole of the season, Lisa and Usman have leaked photos of their wedding, so we knew that they got married. They've also had many fallouts and we're not together and Usman's cheated. But just yesterday, they both put out a joint statement saying they're still together and they're planning to do an Instagram live later on today. But Lisa's been out on social media already and she has this picture, which I'm guessing means I've been silenced, so you should have been with the filth that comes out of your mouth, Lisa. And apparently she's extremely upset. And she's also been making statements like, with all that's going on with race relations in this country, everybody's coming for me for saying the N-word when much more serious things are happening. That's right, Lisa, the racist charter. When you're caught out doing something, just point to somebody else that's done something worse. That then makes it all okay. So what do we make of all of this? I think it's fair to say from this tell-all that Lisa has no control over her mouth. She has no control over what she does or how she treats people. She spoke to Sean quite badly. She shouted at everybody in this tell-all. She's just an all-round bag of trash. But what do we think to Usman? So Usman tells us this girl was just a friend that he was messaging. And he messaged I love you in a friendly manner. But then he also said she's a fan. Usman, which is it? If you know somebody personally, they're not a fan, they're your friend. So basically you've told a friend that you love them on Messenger. To be fair, I do find it quite dodgy. I know that Usman is very polite and very nice, but there's not necessarily any reason to say I love you back. You already know that Lisa is as jealous as all hell. So why would you message somebody knowing that if Lisa finds that message, which incidentally she did, it was going to spark a massive argument? And Usman says he's got no plans to come to the US. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not. But I guess we knew all along that he was only in it for the fame and to try and push his career as Soldier Boy. And I think he's just going to eke it out for the next 2 or 3 months until those guys fall out of favour and until we get another group of people to talk about. And then him and Lisa are going to be done. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this so-called wedding ceremony where Lisa married Soldier Boy isn't even valid anyway. And on to everyone's favourite trash bag Lisa. I don't believe for a second that Lisa would accept Usman marrying somebody else. She knows there's slim to none chance of her having a child. But she's still clinging on to this notion that he has to be able to afford me and my house in addition to another wife. Also, that's what Lisa's told herself. Usman doesn't seem to be singing from the same hymn sheet. And if he stays in Kaduna and he gets a wife from his own hometown like he says he's going to do, he'll just be living with this other woman. And you'll be in America, Lisa, so you'll be nowhere near him. Lisa can't bear it when he blows an emoji kiss to one of his fans on Instagram. So how do you think she's going to be when he meets, marries, has a ceremony and then has children with another woman? She's literally going to flip her lid. So I think this whole other marriage thing is a crock of crap from Lisa. She's agreeing to it now, but when it comes down to it, she definitely won't. So guys, let me know what you think in comments down below. What do you think Lisa will do to Usman if he dares to seriously raise the issue of marrying another woman? And Usman, if I were you, I'd sleep with one eye open. And do we think that Usman ever planned to come to the United States? I've got to tell you, his song did do quite well. And I think it's got about 2 million views on YouTube, so he has made a pretty penny out of it. And do you think TLC was right to fire Lisa? And do you think they took a little bit too long? Maybe they took a while to fire her because they wanted to keep her nice and quiet before the tell-all. Who knows? Don't forget to click that button and subscribe to my channel for regular reviews. And please don't forget to smash the like button if you like my content. You've been listening to Ebird Online. Ciao for now.